Alright, so today I'd like to discuss the rudiments of success and failure. This is the simplest, most basic thing that can be said about it. Risk management. Risk management consists of considering two factors. One is the likelihood of an event happening, and the second one is how devastating that event would be. For instance, something that was very catastrophic, if it should ever happen, but with a low probability of happening, would be something that a risk that you really need to mitigate. Don't take that risk. That's a stupid risk to take. Likewise, if it has a medium chance of happening and it's sort of medium devastating, that's a bad risk to take. The risks you want to take are the ones that aren't likely to happen and wouldn't be that bad to fix if they did happen. Those are the risks you take on. And it's kind of a combination of those two factors. If it's highly unlikely, if it's really likely to happen and it wouldn't set you back too far, you still don't want to take that risk. If it's very likely to happen and it's devastating, it would be a devastating loss, and of course you certainly don't take that risk. Those are the two factors you factor in with risk management. Now the question that brings up is probability. What is the likelihood of something happening? And probability, the question I'd like to pose is, does probability, is it something that refers only to statistics, large numbers of things? Is a probability a property of a group of things or a large number of events, or is it of a single event? I like to use an example. Got a little piece of angle iron here, and I'm making all these probabilities up, but let's just say, the 1 in 10,000 pieces of angle iron fail. So the probability, the scientific, accurate, empirical, that's the word I wanted to say. Anyway, the scientific valid probability is 1 in 10,000 of a piece of angle iron failing. So if it's succeeding, that would be putting it at a scale of 0 to 1, a 0.999 probability of succeeding. But let's see, we take a look at it, and we also know that this looks a little old. There's some signs of wear and tear, a little bit of rust. Let's say we look under a microscope and see little stress fractures, little stress lines, fissures. And we know that the probability of a piece of angle iron with stress fracture fissures in it, a stressed piece of metal, has a much better chance of failing. Let's say it's 50%. Alright, and let's say we saw that on this one. So the probability of this piece of angle iron just went from 0.999 of succeeding to 0.5. But then, here's something else that looks like a little defect. What are the chances of it failing now? Well, if we actually look at it, gee, look at that. It's got something unexpected that's wrong with it. And we see that. What's the chances of it failing now? I'd say the chances of this piece of angle iron failing, or of it succeeding, was 0. Now what changed? We went from a scientifically validated Gaussian concept here of it having a 0.999% chance of succeeding to having a 0% chance. And this is what my point is that probability is not a property of a physical object. It doesn't characterize any physical object. Probability describes our knowledge, our state of knowledge about that object. Our state of knowledge changed, its probability changed. I did not just change this piece of angle iron by going over those little factoids about it. I changed it. What changed was not the object itself. It's been the same since I've been holding it. It's our state of knowledge about it. So when you don't look at things and inspect them, and then you try to go off that the probability of this succeeding was, 1 in 10,000 was its chance of failing, without actually looking at it, your success rate is going to be terrible. Because if you had looked at it and seen the defect, you would have realized this never had a chance. This actual object here never had a chance of succeeding. And that's the value of actually looking at stuff. When you just try to go with the math, go into it blind, you're going to fail. Your failure rate is going to be unexpectedly high, and you're not going to be able to figure out why you're failing so much when the math said that it was you had a much better likelihood. When stuff's writing, success and failure is always writing on individual transactions, individual events. And individual events all depend, your ability to manage the risk all depends on your ability to assess what the likelihood of real objects in the real world failing. And simply using probability or guesstimates doesn't account. You're going to be misjudging it, at least by half. And that's really the secret of success, is don't underestimate the value of actually going and getting actual information about the actual things you're going to deal with. Because the rest of this piece of angle iron, it's not going to fail. I'd stake my life on the rest of it. It'll definitely hold my body weight. But that part never had a chance.